What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It's your boy Goblin, and today we're coming in with Cocaine Chronicles episode 6. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Drop a like if you do. I want to apologize for this not going up yesterday. For those of you guys who follow me on Twitter, I did say this was going to go up yesterday, and it was supposed to go up last night, but for those of you who live in Illinois, you know that they basically sent hell to our skies, and there was a shitload of lightning, and my internet was down for most of the night. So, here we are, motherfuckers. I took this time to re-record it and tell you all, fuck Comcast. If anyone has Comcast, cancel that shit. We're boycotting. This is the official Goblin Comcast boycott. Over and out. But either way, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Drop a like if you do. And also, one of my future videos, I just want to notify you guys in advance so you're all prepared. You're not mad at me. Your boy just signed a deal. Hey, we gonna have a sponsor. Hey, one of these videos coming is gonna be brought to you by somebody. Hey. I hope y'all aren't upset. Had to warn you in advance. Hey, baby, we getting the bag. Hey, we ain't fumbling shit. What it do, baby? Hey, ladies, DM me. We got the bag now. Hey, what it do? But either way, hope you guys enjoy this video. Drop a like. Let's dive right into it. So, this episode is yet another one of those events, kind of like episode 3 Strapped Edition, that deserves its own episode. This is one of those things that happened that I was going to touch on in an episode, and this is partially why I was re-recording it, because I touched on this in the original recording of this episode, but it took up so much of the episode that I was like, yo, this needs to just be its own thing, right? The bonfire incident is what we're going to call this, because there's no other name for it. Now, you guys are familiar with my buddy Bobby. If you guys are OGs, you remember him. He's been in quite a few of my old videos. We've actually done commentaries together on this channel. I still kick it with the guy. I've known him for ages, right? So he hits me up over this past summer. I want to say it was like maybe mid-July that he hit me up. I just remember it was really musty outside. He hits me up and says that he's at this girl's house and she's having a bonfire, right? Now, this is like peak cocaine binge, right? At this point, I didn't have any Molly. I wasn't rolling. Like, I was at the Molly stage, but I wasn't, like, rolling. I just had coke on me. And this is still, for those of you guys who may be a little confused, if you haven't seen episode 5, go watch it. This is still in chronological order. This is after I sold the phone, after all that shit happened, right? But this just needs its own fucking episode. So, he invites me to this bonfire. He's like, yeah, dude, there's a bunch of bitches here. It's going to be a great time. Come through, dude. And I hadn't seen him in a minute. So I'm like, oh, dude, that sounds great. I'm chilling with Kevin. I'm like, Kevin, what you think? You want to hit this bonfire? He's like, yeah, dude, fuck it. We got nothing else to do. So, he sends me the address. I put it in maps. It's like 20 minutes away, right? Now, all I knew about this bonfire was that Bobby was there and a couple other of my friends were going to be there, right? That's all I knew. There was a lot of strangers. Hey, some ladies, allegedly. I was like, all right, hey, we walk in the function dripping a little bit. What it do, baby? So, I walk in there with Kevin, and me and Kevin have a blunt rolled up, right? And our plan was, we the only heads on this. Because when you're at the bonfire, listen, there's like at least 10 heads that are going to ask you to tap the blunt. That's my weed, ho. Are you matching? No. Then you're not hitting this. I'm sorry, okay? That's bonfire etiquette. That's just rules when you're at a party or any large gathering, all right? The friendliness of letting someone tap your blunt goes out the window. It is no, ho. Back it up. Hey, scoot back, bitch. So either way, me and Kevin get there. I'm dapping up everyone. I'm going around in a circle, and I start with Bobby on the far end. And I go around the circle until me and Kevin get to, like, pretty much the only 2 open seats left. There was a guy sitting in between me and Kevin, but he switched so me and Kevin could sit next to each other because we were friends, right? Cool enough. Now, what I didn't realize was this guy who switched was going to turn out to be the biggest problem of the night, right? So me and Kevin get seated and situated in these little lawn chairs. There's some girl to my left who I'd never met before, and she's like chatting with me a little bit. She's like, "Oh, what's your name?" I don't even remember what the fuck her name was, but like she had some titties, but like that's really all she had. It's really all. But but nevertheless, hey. So she introduces herself. I introduce myself. We're chatting a little bit, and Kevin's got the pack of blunts on him. He's like, "Yo, you want to spark up?" I'm like, "Yeah, for sure." So I spark the blunt. Or Kevin sparks the blunt, pardon me. He passes it my way. Now, there's these 2 guys to our right. I'd never met either of these dudes. One is this super tall black guy. This guy's like at least 6'6". I'm not joking. This guy's fucking huge. And then the other guy to the right of Kevin is this also fairly tall white guy. He's like probably like 6'1", 6'2", so he's tall. Both of these guys are way taller than me. Black dude has like a foot on me, and I'm giving you guys this detail to help you understand how much bigger these motherfuckers were than me, right? Like, this was not a fist fight I was trying to have. So, nevertheless, you know, the guy to the right of Kevin introduces himself. He's like, "Oh, what's good, bro? What's y'all's names?" You know, we introduce ourselves, all fine and dandy. I can tell the guy's fucked up, but I'm like, "Hey, he's just introducing himself. So what's good, bro? Hey, link up. What's good, homie?" So we're chatting a little bit. We spark up the blunt. Kevin passes it to me. I pass it back to Kevin. No incident. No one's even asked to hit it, you know? Everyone around is pretty much gathered that this is Roto. Me and Kevin. That's it, hoes. So then this guy who we're going to call Andy, because I never knew his name, but I feel like he needs one. So we're going to call him Andy, who was to the right of Kevin, asked Kevin to tap the blunt. Now, this is where shit starts to get ugly. Kevin's like, "I can't, man. This is our last blunt." That was bullshit. We had more weed. But Kevin's like, "I can't, bro. This is our last blunt." He's like, "Come on, man. Just let me tap it once." He's like, "I can't, man." This guy, all right? Now, to help you guys understand why he acted like this, I found out later that night after we left that he was barred the fuck out. And after we left, he literally blacked out. Like, I saw a picture on Snapchat of this guy, like, down on the lawn, right? This guy blacked out literally. So it made me feel a little better. But nevertheless, excuse me, this guy's getting a little agitated, and he keeps asking to hit the blunt. And then his buddy, his like 6'7" friend, comes over and asks. As soon as Kevin says no, he looks the guy dead in the eyes. He looks Andy in the eyes, and he says, "No, bro, I can't." And then passes it to me. I had a little ego stroking moment. I was like, "Damn, dude, we kind of just flexed on this guy." He just looked him dead in the eye and said no, and just handed the blunt back to me. I was like, "Damn, dude, no courtesy in this bitch." But either way, then his buddy comes over and asks me to hit the blunt. So of course I can't bitch out. Kevin just didn't fold, so I can't fold. So I look the guy dead in the eye. I'm like, "Nah, bro, I can't." Pass it back to Kevin. Now, I'll admit, we did this way more petty than we had to, but we were already a little buzzed. Like, we were already a little drunk. Not like drunk, but we were buzzing. We had a couple drinks in us at this point. So we were feeling a little cocky, right? We were feeling a little on edge, right? These guys immediately, this is one of the funniest things. I remember word for word what Andy said because it was one of the funniest statements I've ever heard in my life. So Andy, the guy to the right of Kevin, gets up and he's super offended, right? He's literally like standing up over us. Like, we're just sitting in our seats like, "All right, homie." Like, realistically, shaping these guys up, they probably could have taken us in a fight. But Kevin's a really good fighter. But all I know is if 6'6" black homie was on me, I'd be fucking dead. That guy had a foot on me. I'm 5'7". I'm 5'7", guys. That guy had a foot on me. I would have been dead. Dead, I tell you. I was unarmed. Dead. In hell. But nevertheless, so we're kind of getting into it a little bit. Just a little back and forth. And the Andy guy mentions that he sells weed. He's like, "Bruh, who's your plug, man? I got a better plug. For real, man. Shop with me." And he's talking just like that for some reason. He's literally wearing like a frat hoodie, dude. This is like some frat boy. Like, I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, you sell like an ounce of mid a month. Shut up, dude. So this guy's like, "Man, what do y'all pay? What are y'all prices?" He's like, "How much you get an eighth for?" Kevin's like, "We don't buy eighths." Of course, Kevin's just being out of pocket. Kevin's got a couple drinks in him and a little bit of coke in him, and he's just being reckless, just flexing, just literally both arms up, just flexing, just just dogging these kids verbally, right? He's like, "We don't buy eighths." I'm like, "Damn, Kevin, that's right. We sure don't buy eighths around here." So he's like, "How much y'all buy then?" Kevin's like, "QPs." He's like, "Oh, dude. QP," he like talks, he like taps his really tall homie on the shoulder and he's like talking to him. And they converse a little bit. Like, they like turn around and face away from us. Like, this is some like secret business meeting. And then they like turn back to us. And the Andy guy is like, "Yeah, dude, I got you for 800. And I'm like, I literally, like, my jaw dropped. Like, I'm like, "Dude, what? Like, is that moon rocks that I'm getting for 800 a Q? Like, pardon you, dude? That's the most tax shit I've ever heard." I'm like, "No fucking way, dude." This guy, I shit you not. This is my favorite quote of the summer. This guy says, "Dude, what do you mean? That's 80 a zip. That's 10 zips, bro." This guy was this moment is when I realized, oh, okay, this guy's acting like this because he's fucked up. This guy doesn't even know how many zips are in a QP. This guy just told me there's 10 zips in a quarter pound, dude. Do you know how happy I would be if I bought a QP and got 10 zips? Dude, count me in, brother. If that's his definition of a QP, count me in, brother. So Kevin just starts laughing his ass off immediately. Kevin's dying, dude. He's just like, what? And I'm sitting there, my jaw is, I'm just looking at this guy. I'm just like, dude, did you just sit, like, what? I'm trying to figure out what fucking drugs this guy is on, because he's wilding out. And Kevin's like, dude, that's terrible. He's like, a QP is not 10 zips. And I'm like, dude, you definitely can't sell me a QP if you don't know how many ounces are in it. I can tell you that you've never touched a QP, right? Now, they get offended. They're like, who the fuck y'all think y'all are? And I'm getting ready for a fight, right? Kevin has his knife on him, and he kind of, like, shows it to me. It's on his hip facing me, and he, like, lifts up his side to, like, show me that he's got his knife on him. And he had this little stiletto. He had this little switchblade. It was a nice little thing. I have it now. I actually won at gambling against him. But he had this stiletto at the time. And he, like, flashes it to me, and I'm like, yeah, just hold off on that, bro. Like, hold up. They haven't swung yet. Let's see what happens, you know? Like, hey, let's see what gets to cracking. I'm like, we don't got to do nothing crazy yet. So all I had on me, I had no weapons. All I had was cocaine, and cocaine was my weapon. I was like, all right, shit's about to hit the fan, right? So they're kind of like, just back and forthing with us, and like people are like not even picking up on the fact that this is happening, because there's just a bunch of really loud drunk people in the dark around a fire, and we're like over in the like the corner, like the side. So like people aren't even like picking up, like most people aren't picking up that this is even happening. The girl next to me just stopped trying to talk to me because I was not listening to her, because I was invested in this, right? Which, hey, whatever, you win some, you lose some, baby, you know what to do. But nevertheless, these guys go over by the, like, we're in a fenced-in backyard, right? So they go over by the fence, the gate, the only exit to the backyard. And these two guys take a little cigarette break. Andy and his tall homie, right? And they're, like, doing that thing. For those of you guys who are from really any urban area, I know in Chicago this is a thing, but I don't know if this is, like, hey, Atlanta, Dallas, I don't know. Let me know. But whenever you see two goon motherfuckers go take a cigarette break and they start tapping on each other's shoulders and whispering in each other's ears, that's how you know they're about to hit a lick. And that's exactly what these guys did. They went over to the corner of the yard by the gate where the exit was, and they kept tapping each other's shoulders, whispering in each other's ears, and Andy kept glancing back in our direction. That's how I knew immediately, all right, yeah, we're not going to make it out of here without some sort of stand. Like, someone's going to square up if we try to leave right now. So, like, be ready. As soon as Kevin saw it, Kevin picked up on it before I even said anything. Kevin already had the knife in his pocket from his waistband. I was like, all right, dude, like, shit might go down here. Like, be ready. And we didn't want to, like, make a scene or anything, so we're at some, like, girl's backyard, dude. Like, her parents might have been home for all I fucking know, dude. I don't know. So, like, we're not trying to make a scene here. But at the same time, like, realistically, this is not a fight we signed up for, and these guys would pack the shit out of me, all right? These guys each had like half a foot on me, all right? I was not built for this fight. So I'm like, all right, dude, there's only one thing left to do. I reach in my pocket, pull out my little Coke container. It's this little, like, container that used to be used for wax, but I rinsed it out and just made it a Coke container, right? I reach in my pocket, pull it out, and I turn around, so I'm facing away from the gate, and I tell Kevin, keep an eye on them. I stick my finger in there and gum so much fucking Coke that I can't feel my mouth for like an hour. Like, I gummed at least like a 0.2, dude. Like, it was disgusting. Every single gum, every single tooth, I just rubbed cocaine on, dude. I was like, yo, I gotta get geeked as fuck if this is about to go down, because physically I'm not cut for this. But with the Coke in me, I might be cut for this, right? Because these guys were obviously drunk. I didn't know they were bought out until later, but they were clearly at least drunk. So I was like, all right, if I get some uppers, I'll have the edge. I passed the container over to Kevin. I'm like, yo, I'll watch them. Get some Coke in you, dude. Like, shit's about to go down, right? He does a little bit of blow. I don't know if he gummed it or just held his finger up to his nose and railed some shit. I don't know what he did, but he got some in him and passed the container back to me. Now, we're trying to decide what to do, right? We're like, yo, this isn't really a good time anymore. And nobody else there even had drugs, and they were out of liquor. Like, we basically came there with our own drugs, sat down, and did our own drugs. We were like, yo, there's no point of being here. because all this is going to happen is we're going to end up catching a case fucking fighting these kids, right? Because these kids were reckless, dude. These kids made it very clear that, like, we were going to have to stab a motherfucker to get them to stop, right? Like, they would not chill the fuck out. We kept telling them, like, hey, buddy, like, relax, bud. Like, no one's on shit. You're the only guy causing problems. But they weren't having it, dude. So me and Kevin formulate a plan. We decide we're just going to walk right past them out the gate and say we're going to the gas station to get blunts and just never come back, right? Now, this part is where I really, really kind of understood how fucked up these guys were. We walk out, and I guess they weren't ready for us to do this. They weren't ready for us to act because their plan was not, like, set yet. You could tell they had no idea what to do. As soon as we walk past them through this gate, they start following us out. Now, Bobby gets up and sees that we're leaving. He's like, hey, where are you guys going? Because Bobby was on the other end of the campfire, so we couldn't really talk to him. He's like, hey, where are you guys going? And I'm like, yo. He catches up to me and passes those guys. Those guys are hanging back a little bit, but still following us. And I'm like, yo, come with me. Like, shit's about to go down. So Bobby's like, all right, dude, what's up? What's going on? At this point, he's totally oblivious. He has no idea that we have beef with these guys. He has no idea what's about to happen. But shit's about to get ugly. So we walk out, and the Andy guy kind of waves his arm, and he yells at us. He's like, yo, wait, like, where y'all going? We turn around, we're like, hey, we got to go, homie. We keep walking because we're riding dirty as fuck in a nice neighborhood. I'm like, yo, even if a fight does go down here, this is like some really suburban chick's house, dude. Like, she's going to call the cops or her parents are going to call the cops. That's not a scenario I want to be in. So fuck that. So we're walking out. Andy flags us down. He's like, yo, where are you guys going? We're like, yeah, we got to go, bro. We're in the gas station. We'll be right back. Now, Andy quickly realizes as we get to my car that they're not going to be able to execute their plan. So Andy's really tall friend, the 6'6" dude, hangs back a little bit, right? And Andy goes up to my driver's side window and he tries to hand me $10 to get him a pack of cigarettes. Now, at that point, that's when I realized, damn, this guy's really off the shit. Like, I'm kind of glad we avoided this confrontation because this guy just went from, like, plotting on me and talking shit to trying to hand me money to get him cigarettes. Now, there was one part of me that was like, damn, let's just take his $10. But then there was another part of me that was like, yo, it makes way more of a statement to not take his $10. So that's what I did. I said, fuck your money. Keep your $10. I said, man, I can't get you cigarettes. Hold on to them, you know? And then I just got the fuck out of there. Now, me and Kevin were very grateful to get out of there because damn near right after, like maybe 30 minutes to an hour after, I get a Snapchat from Bobby, and I fill in Bobby as we leave, telling him, like, why we dipped, and he's like, yo, I didn't even see that going down. Like, what the fuck? Like, when did this happen? Not even, like, 30 minutes later, I get a Snapchat, and it's just this guy, like, face down on the lawn. Like, Andy literally just, like, dead in the grass. And I'm like, all right, well, Zanny's hit. Turns out he was off some bars, and he was serving bars to the other kids at the bonfire, so everyone was barred out, which might have helped explain why nobody fucking noticed anything. But nevertheless, fucked evening. I never saw those kids again, but god damn, did that feel like a setup, but it wasn't. I know it wasn't, but damn, that could have gotten ugly quick. I was going to touch on this a little bit, like I said in the beginning, but this just needed to be a full episode, I felt like. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Drop a like if you did. Coke Chronicles 7 tomorrow, baby. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.